Hello everyone out there on YouTube, and welcome to episode 18 of my Doctor Who action figure reviews. Apologies for the long gap between this video and my last one, but after the 50th anniversary it has been a couple of weeks, and basically for the whole 50th anniversary period I was working on these reviews non-stop to bring the Light at the End and the Day of the Doctor specials. So I thought I'd give myself a little break, and now I'm back and rested and ready to rumble. So today we are looking at the first of two action figure reviews to lead us into 2014. I may do one more if I get time. And as you can see, this is a 60s themed review. And obviously, for those of you who are classic series fans and the new series now, thanks to Series 7 Part 2's Cold War, we are looking at the Ice Warrior, a native of the planet Mars. And I'll be honest, this figure is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I want to point that out before I even begin the review. I just love this figure. It's really, really nice. For those of you who don't know, the Ice Warriors are a villain from the 60s Patrick Troughton era, and made two appearances in the 70s with John Pertwee in The Curse and Monster of Paladin, and they weren't seen again on screen until 2013 with the Cold War, where they got the redesign, which looked really, really good. It was a nice redesign, that was. So, as this is a first as well for the Classics line, as this is the first one of the first 60s monsters that isn't a Dalek or a Cyberman, because from the William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton era, they just seem to always release Daleks and Cybermen. We haven't had any of the monsters like Menoptera or Zarbi or Monoids or a Yeti, even though people want a Yeti. But it's nice to have this Ice Warrior. So I'll begin this review, as I always do, with a look at the articulation. Now, the detail on this Ice Warrior is just absolutely brilliant. It's really impressive, the amount of detail they've got on the Ice Warrior. I mean, just looking at it you can see how much detail has gone into it. And it's probably absolutely screen accurate to the ones in the show. Except if it was that one with the gigantic head, which looks a bit ridiculous. But speaking of the head, we'll go into the detail of the face first. As you can see, very, very nice detail, and the big red eyes, made out of like that plasticky glass, and the nose sort of sculpted on, and then the bit cut out where the mouth is, and then you've got that crackly, dry lip makeup around the mouth that hid the actor's real mouth. On the side of the head you have the two little red ear sections. These are actually made in a transparent red plastic, so if you get this Ice Warrior in the correct light, I can't unfortunately at the moment, but if you get it in the correct light, the light will shine through and the eyes will actually glow a little bit. Kind of like the Vok robot and the Dumbot, I believe it was, that they released. The back of the head is also very good. You've got all these nice ridges, highlighted very well with greens and then the darker colours as well. You can't probably see the texture of the face so well on this camera, but it's superb. so it's really, really nice. The chest and torso is really, really impressive. On the neck here you've got all the black and dark hairs that the Ice Warriors had back in the 60s, very, very nice. And the head just kind of clicks into this bit here, and it's all very, very good. You can see the texture here. This is what the face texture is like, which is very, very nice. It's got all this sort of reptilian look, all this detail, and then you've got the ridges again on the front of the torso. This is one solid piece of plastic here. It's like, as you can hear how hard it is, and then here it's soft rubber. And then they've basically painted it the green and then highlighted it as well. On the back again you've got the ridges cut out in the angular patterns. Now I'm not sure, but I don't think that Ice Warriors initially had this on the back. I think it was smooth, I believe. I'm not quite sure. If anyone can correct me on that, please do. But they've gone with this option of the design, which I actually think looks quite good and probably looks better than the smooth back, and it just highlights all the details, the ridges, the grooves, segmented pieces, and they've got the dark lines out inside, and then the green over it with a darker wash. Just bring that a bit closer so you can see. The arms are very, very good. You've got the hair on the at the bend on the elbow. You've got again reptilian scale kind of pattern on here. It's green. The interesting thing to note with the arms is there's a smooth section just here at the end, which isn't there on this arm. As you can see, it's not as obvious. Now the reason for this is probably that Character Options initially were going to equip this with its Sonic Blaster, I believe it is, or Sonic Beam, which the Ice Warriors use to kill people. But they obviously removed this prior to the final release, but they haven't altered the figure for that. It would be nice if it came with the Sonic Blaster, but who knows, we might see that variant again in the future, maybe packaged with an Ice Lord, which would be really nice, because we don't have an Ice Lord as yet. The like leg pads here are done with the hair there, and is in the green reptilian scales, and that's really, really nice. These are thin rubber as well, and this has been stuck on underneath underneath the torso plastic, and it's got all the tufts of hair. I'm glad that they removed the hair in with the new design, as the hair did look quite silly, and these bulges look a bit odd on the legs as well. And the scales continue down the leg. Again, the joints, we have hair again, and at the bottom on the feet, and the feet are just like a slightly smooth, completely flat. There's no like detail of veins or anything, because this is just a suit of armour with the real Ice Warrior inside. And just a quick look at the back of the arms, they are completely smooth, slight texturing details, which is very, very nice. But other than that, not much to look at. And that is pretty much it for the Ice Warrior. A very, very nice release. One word of warning just before we come to the end of this review. When you get these, the legs will be very, very stiff. Now, in my case, this was really stiff, and I turned mine. But there is a possibility that it might break, so be very, very careful when trying to turn the Ice Warrior's legs. But really you shouldn't need to, because Ice Warriors don't tend to move too much. They just tend to stand with the legs pointing forward and just lumber around like that, hissing and menacing Victoria or whoever. So that's pretty much it for the detail on this figure. And just so you can have a look at what this might look like back on the 60s on the television, if you haven't seen any of the Ice Warrior stories or the Seeds of Death, I will call upon the powers that be once again, and voila, that's what it looks in monochrome colours. And you've got to admit, it does look really, really impressive, even in black and white, so no wonder this was such an iconic monster back in the day, and is probably going to become so again with the new series design. So thank you for watching this review, guys. It's been a long time coming, I know. If you'd like to buy this figure, you may have difficulty. This is a Wave 2 action figure. This was from Wave 2 of the Classic series, which was released many, many years ago. I believe it was 2008. So your best chances are Forbidden Planet. You can get one or two there if you're very, very lucky. I happened to get mine from Forbidden Planet, but mine was a number of years ago now. Or if you can't find it there, try online on Forbidden Planet, or have a look on eBay. And you may be able to get it on Toys R Us. They may have sold out now, but you can always look in your local Toys R Us store or online, and you may be lucky enough to get your hands on an Ice Warrior. And because of their generic design like this, you can army build them all to build them up, and then if we ever get an Ice Lord, we could put that with them, and you'll have an Ice Lord and his Ice Warrior servants. So who knows, we might see an Azaxir or Islier in the future. Let's hope so anyway. So yeah, definitely try and track down this figure. It will probably cost you about £12, as it's a singular figure, no accessories, and it's a Wave 2 figure now, so it'll probably be even cheaper, but it's definitely one you'll want to track down. So thank you for watching this review, guys. My next review will be an 80s era review, and that one is going to be the Silver Nemesis Cybermen from Forbidden Planet exclusive 2-pack. So it's a 7th Doctor era one, which I have been eager to do another of for a while. So thank you for watching this review, guys, and I shall see you in my next episode.